All right, are you starting to feel a little bit crazy being cooped up in your house for weeks on end, trying to homeschool your kids, run your business, take care of the home, all in the midst of a crazy worldwide pandemic? I can relate, which is why I wanted to share some of the ways that I am staying sane in the midst of all of this crazy right now while being at home with my three children and running my online business. Huge caveat here. This video is for people who are healthy and whose basic needs are met. So if you have food, water, shelter, and a loving family at home, then this video is going to be for you. For better or for worse, I have overcome some huge challenges in my life, and it's actually, I feel like, prepared me for this moment. I've had some crazy medical stuff, and I've been diagnosed with anxiety and PTSD disorders that I had to deal with and medicate myself to get through. And I've also just juggled a lot. I ran a 24-hour coffee shop along with being pregnant with my third baby and building my online business, so I know busy. But right now, the challenge is different. All of our needs are met. We're very fortunate that I have a loving husband and a wonderful family and a nice, comfortable home to quarantine in. But that doesn't mean that there aren't still challenges that we're facing as mompreneurs. How do I not live in constant overwhelm and fear about what's going on in the world? How do we continue to keep our family safe and healthy? And how do I just not lose my cool with my kids or my family who are here in quarantine with me and going through their own set of challenges? So if you can relate with those questions, then let me share 5 tips that I am using to stay sane inside of my house so that we can actually be present and show up the best that we can for the people who need us right now. If we haven't met yet, my name's Casey. I'm a happily married mama of 3 running an online business, helping other mompreneurs find more happiness, health, and beauty. The first tip that I have for you today, I'm pulling back from my DJ days. Yes, I was a nightclub DJ when I was in my 20s, and it was so much fun. And believe it or not, when I became a DJ and was doing a lot of nightclub events, I was actually diagnosed with a severe anxiety disorder and was heavily medicated. And dancing and music are what helped me wean off those medications. Right now, with the uncertainty going on and the fear that is just everywhere around us, we have been having a lot more dance parties in our home. So what's really cool about dancing and music is that it fires up the right side of our brain, which is all about creativity and self-expression. Now, fear and anxiety and thoughts that are just running wild in your head are on the left side of your brain, and both sides can't operate primarily at the same time. So if you are in that place where your thoughts are just racing and your mind is running around like crazy, focusing on something that is going to light up that right side of your brain is actually going to quiet and calm those thoughts. This is the best anxiety trick that I have ever found. So whenever tensions are rising in your home and you feel anxiety creeping up, turn on some good music, grab your hubby and your kids, and have a family dance party. If you can sing along to the words and really move your body, you're gonna just get so much energy out that is up here and get it moving fluidly in the environment that you're gonna instantly start to feel more relaxed and calm and present and fun and sane and all of those good feelings that you want to feel. If there's something that is really bugging you, it's some sort of emotion, if you can put a label on it and say it's either fear or anxiety or uncertainty or nervousness or any of those, if you can put a label on it and then imagine yourself physically shaking it off as you dance. I don't know about with your kids, but if they are in the middle of a fit, I will often put on one of their favorite songs and just start dancing around, and it just throws them off because it's not my usual response to just sit there and battle them about whatever it is, that it grabs their attention and they just come over and check out what the heck I'm doing. So if you haven't integrated dance parties into your quarantine routine, then I suggest you start now. Okay, number 2, be honest. How often do you check your phone a day? I run my business from social media, so I often have it attached right to me, and I spend way too much time scrolling, trying to figure out what's actually going on, what the recommendations are right now, how to stay safe, is stay in contact with friends and family who are all over the world. It's just a draw to us right now. I am like a moth to a flame with my smartphone right now. So number two, the second thing that I have been loving doing is leaving my phone at home, turning it all the way off, and just going for a nature walk. Now, our nature walks are mostly just around our neighborhood right now because we're not actually leaving, but there's something so freeing about leaving your phone at home. And I've got 3 little kiddos, so I often take it with me just to snap a picture or just to be safe. But I highly recommend just leaving the dang thing at home. You're gonna see new scenery, you're gonna breathe well from being outside and moving your body, and you're just going to refresh yourself in a whole new way. Now, often the way that uncertainty or fear shows up in our body is that it freezes us. When we're afraid, we often don't take action. It's that fight or flight mode that's biologically programmed into us. When we're scared, we freeze. So the way out of fear is not by overthinking it more, it's actually by taking action. Now, this is going to apply to anything that you do in business or motherhood, because as entrepreneurs, we're always getting outside of our comfort zone. We're always faced with new challenges and risks in order to grow. So when you feel that, taking action in some way is what's going to move you past that fear. And because we're home and we're quarantined, and because my cleaning lady isn't coming anymore, I clean as my third idea. And I'm not talking about cleaning in the fact that, oh, you should have your home all looking together and looking nice right now and Instagram perfect. I'm not talking about that type of cleaning. I'm talking about getting up and making progress on something so that you feel in action and you can see tangible results quickly. If you're feeling overwhelmed about what's going on in the world and how to find a solution for this pandemic, it is very, very heavy. And you can't solve that problem. That's what's so uncomfortable about uncertainty. But cleaning is one thing that can be very certain that you can solve. If you look over at the sink and it's full of dishes, it's easy to find a clear path and solution to that problem, because you can just go and spend a few minutes putting the dishes away and washing what's dirty and putting those all away, and you'll have a nice clean solution to a problem. So we can't necessarily solve the big problems right now, but cleaning is one action that I find in my home that I can solve, and just that little bit of control actually can get me out of overwhelm and out of uncertainty thinking so that I can do the work that I need to do or be present with my family. Okay, the number 4 thing that I started that I am actually really, really happy about, because we've been quarantined here and we haven't been leaving the house really at all, is that I've started sweating every day. I'm telling you, there's no better time. If you were ever going to start a at-home workout plan, now is the time. So I started about 5 weeks ago, and I started just doing my 30-minute exercise routine when my baby was napping at her first nap of the day, but I've actually moved it to the morning now, which I love. So I know this sounds crazy if you're already overwhelmed and this feels like just way too much pressure to add on a whole new thing. But if you are privileged enough to be in a home that is safe and you are healthy with people that you love around you and you have a business that you're able to work, then adding this on and creating this habit now is going to help you show up for the people that you serve. I'm loving a program that's on Beachbody right now because I can get it done in 30 minutes and I actually sweat and I feel good and I get my body moving the first thing in the day. And when I do that, I find that I am calmer. Exercise is known to reduce your stress levels throughout the day. I'm actually able to sleep better, and I'm able to be more focused when it's work time, because those pockets of work time are few and far between, so I want to get maximum output from them. So these are all good things, right? Hopefully this will get you on the path to have a couple tools in your toolbox that'll get you feeling better overall most of the time, and then a couple instant things that you can use on the spot. And the last 5th thing that I am doing to keep myself sane during quarantine as a mompreneur is I am focusing on emotional connectedness. Number 1, with my family, I'm just trying to spend more time being present, whether it's playing games or putting the phones away for dinner, or just being attentive to all the emotional roller coasters that are going to be expected from everyone right now. with our kids, their emotional health is what is the biggest priority right now. This is a communal crisis that we're all going through, and the kids feel that, and their nervous system gets a little wrecked from everyone else being on edge and the things that they overhear. So rather than putting all of our emphasis on schoolwork and meeting the same expectations that we normally would, I'm really putting my focus on their emotional comfort so that we don't have big outbursts, and most importantly, just that they feel safe and comforted in this time. And another way that emotional connectedness is showing up for me is in my social media interactions. Like I said, I run most of my business over on Facebook, and if you have visited Facebook lately, you'll see that it can be kind of volatile. And there are so many comments and posts that pop up in my newsfeed that I absolutely disagree with. But I'm choosing to refrain from emotional outburst comments or posts that are derogatory or calling people out, and focusing on connection. End of the day, we really do have to get through this together, whether we're in it together or not. And so my goal showing up on social media is to create emotional connectedness. Maybe that means I scroll past something that I could comment on and disagree with. Maybe it means that I ask a question instead of sharing my input, just so that I can find out where someone is coming from. Or maybe it means that I just reach out to people who I know I align with and agree with already, just to say thank you, I'm glad you're here, I'm glad we can connect, are you doing okay? Because we do have that huge blessing of the internet and being able to stay connected virtually with so many people all around the world right now. Okay, hopefully those got your wheels turning a little bit, and you can find some ways to just find a little bit more calm, sanity, comfort in the midst of the chaos that we're all going through right now. And in every episode, I like to equip you with a powerful resource, and this one is more timely than ever. So in the comment section down below, I'll put my time hack toolkit, which is a free guide up for all of the absolute best time hacks that I have found over the course of my career, that I have put together in an easy to read formula so that you can put them in place and find the time in your 24 hours to carve out the things that are most important to you, whether it's a little bit more time in your business, a little bit more time with your family, or carving out the time to actually get that sweaty workout in. And now I'd love to hear from you. What kinds of things are you doing in your home to stay sane and healthy during this time? It's great being with you, and I hope you'll meet me back here again next week.